Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet, and today we are finally checking out 17's 17th Heaven. I am making time for this album because albums take a long time. This is gonna be in two parts because I know I'm gonna lose it a little bit because 17 is one of my favorite groups. But I'm making time for it because I cannot resist it anymore. I need to hear this album. I didn't look up anything about it before this because I didn't want to like know anything before going into a reaction or just like listening to it in general. That's just how I like to listen to albums, is like completely not knowing what's gonna be in it. And that's how I found out that there are unit songs. So, you know, that's definitely gonna be an issue, but we're gonna start with the first three songs. I'm already not okay, and we haven't even gotten into the album, so I would just like to apologize in advance. I am a carrot. I do listen to their music daily. I have a lot of feelings about 17, and there's gonna be pausing, there's gonna be squealing, there's gonna be losing my mind a little bit, and if you don't wanna see that, move on. But if you're here for the ride, I apologize in advance for any cringiness that comes out of me because it's gonna happen. So let's get into the first song. I feel like this is a very accurate title because I already want someone to send help. Look at June's outfit. Like, why does he need to look like that for? Oh my god, Wonwoo has a lip ring. I'm fine, guys. I don't know why you're worried. I'm not worried. I think this is from one of their like summer photo shoots because this isn't what they had in God of Music, I don't think. These were their looks. Let's do this. I have no idea what this is gonna be, what I'm dealing with. It's fine. It feels a little bit sentimental. Okay, I wasn't ready. Okay. Okay. Mingyu didn't need to come in like that, okay? No, we are not rapidly switching between Mingyu and Wonwoo. Absolutely not. Really fast cadence so far. I'm distracting myself by focusing on the actual song. Interesting choices of cadence too. We have all English. I don't know if that's gonna continue to be all English because I know it's a collaboration. So maybe bit of an interesting sound, like between the production and the vocals that they're choosing, like the melodies that they're choosing for the vocals. Now who's the next target? Okay. First off, love the like really fast delivery. Obviously we have like some of the hip hop team taking over here. Really fast delivery. It almost feels like mimicking this like overwhelm because it feels a little bit like the subject of the song is like this feeling of being lost. Like we need to find a way out, almost like a panicking feeling. So having that really fast delivery I think fits with that, and then having everything slow down and smooth out, and then having DK come in with that like flip up too. Like it's just it's a great way of like changing the emotion of that song after this like build up of energy and then really pulling everything back. That echo on it too. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, okay. The way that we came in super strong with S-Coups there, and like, I love these melodies where they're kind of like flipping up. I loved Dino on that part too with the SOS. I like, yeah, there's something about them talking about like a silent war we never wanted. Like, I feel like this is about, like I was talking before, but like overwhelm and feeling lost. Like maybe it's about mental health. It could be mental health because of external forces, right? Like there's like mental health because there's like chronic mental health things, which I kind of put in like their own bucket. Maybe this is just me dealing with my brain, but for me, I have like mental health stuff that's like a chronic thing that I was kind of born with and I've had for a really long time. And then I have like mental health stuff that's because of stuff happening. So then I kind of separate them into their own buckets when I'm dealing with them. But it feels like that's the struggle of like a silent war, right? Like it's something that's it happens internally. Like you can't see someone's mental health struggles. And even when you try to like externalize that experience to someone else, it's really hard because even when you have a similar like mental health issue as someone else, you still experience it differently. You still have your own reasons for feeling that way. And it's still something that's happening to you and you can't like always properly communicate that to other people. It feels like maybe that's what's happening. And that just makes me like that kind of rapid delivery that we had before, and like switching between the different members really fast. It felt like these kind of like voices all kind of chiming in, you know, when you get stuck in your head and you have all of these like thoughts kind of competing in your head and you can't really sort it all out. And then having DK's line of where is the love? It could be because of, again, external reasons for like other people's influences on that mental health, but it could also be self-love, right? Like where are the voices that are just telling me that I'm good enough and that I'm trying and that, you know, all of those things that you wish you could hear on a regular basis, and they get drowned out by all of this negativity and anxiety and overwhelm that can happen in the world. So that's kind of what it feels like to me. And like them saying like, I'll be here. And I feel like that's like more of a personal thing because I said in my God of Music reaction that I've been going through a lot of difficult things recently, and 17 has been my comfort group, which I think is why I listen to them so much recently. As like I definitely listened to them before, but it's become far more of a like security blanket in the recent months just because they've become my comfort group for this moment that I'm kind of processing through. So them saying like, I'll always be here. Like there's gonna be all these voices, all these people, all these influences, all this internal struggle, and them saying, but we're going to create stuff so that you can come here and have that secure place away from all of that. I went on a little bit of a tangent and I'm choking up a little bit, so we're going to move on.
Oh. Gotta go back to you every time. If you feel the courage, yeah, go ahead and die.
Oh, I love the lyrics there though, of the like hiding and smiling and covering up, even the like sell it and buy it like water. I feel like that can be a few different ways. Like saying like we normalize, like when did we normalize danger? It feels like the kind of commodity that mental health has become because there's so many things that are geared, there's a whole industry geared towards like selling mental health and not necessarily in like a good way, right? Like it's not necessarily through people who have the training to do that. It's like, oh, you should buy this product because it will make you happy. It'll help you with whatever mental struggles you're going through, as opposed to how do you actually process through it. It's like you can buy this thing to make it better. And like it's an easy fix, but it's not an easy fix. There's a reason that people go through years of therapy and processing to deal with mental health, because it's something you constantly have to work on, which is exhausting, but it's just the way that it is. Like you can't just buy something and put a band-aid on it and make it better. And the fact that it's saying like, when did we normalize danger, of like, it's not something that we can just kind of throw around. And I feel like that has happened a little bit with mental health, of people using terminology and self-diagnosing or making jokes or using terms in a way that isn't actually how they're supposed to be used, that it diminishes how dangerous actually can be. The one that I think of is when people say like, they talk about like depression, and most of the time they mean they're sad, and they're sad because something has happened to make them sad. I'm like, that's not depression. Depression isn't oh, I had something sad happen in my life and I'm feeling sad about it. That's just you having a normal emotion to something happening. And you're acknowledging it and you're feeling it, which are all good things. It's not a good emotion, but at least you're like going through the normal process of that emotion. Depression is a completely different thing. It doesn't have that same source where you could be like, oh, this thing is making me feel bad. That's not what depression is. And I'm not going to sit here and like go into all of the like fully deconstruct and like define what that is, because I am not a trained professional. So I'm not going to put that out there. I just have my own understanding through going through my own like therapy and that kind of stuff. But that's what I kind of think of as, we normalize those terms and they lose their meaning and they get watered down. And even with like the commercialism around mental health, it becomes about like, oh, just buy this book, drink more water. You know, it becomes this thing of you can do these simple things and it'll make it better. But it is an actual crisis. It is an actual dangerous thing if we don't deal with it properly. The song's gonna get me my feelings, and I wasn't ready for that to be how we were opening up, especially since God of Music was just like a fun bop.
Go ahead and die. It's so bad, bad, bad. It's killing you. Hitting cool, cool, cool. Can't connect us anymore. Could you show me the way down? Only we can find a way out. Where is the love? We can find the love.
Oh, the way Boo dug into like his lower range there. There's like a little vibrato on it too. You did not come for me like that.
Dangerous thoughts that come my way. This song's so easy. You and I both know what I wanna say. We're gonna be okay. Tomorrow is a brighter day. We're gonna be okay. Tomorrow is a brighter day.
Oh my god, why am I tearing up? Like, the song is low-key a bop with the production on it, which I think is intentional because it's supposed to be this, like, again, escape from it, right? It's supposed to be, let me take your hand and, you know, like, our tomorrow will be a brighter day, you know? It's like, let's see the brighter side, let's inject a little bit of happiness into this. I think that that's what the production is trying to do, is like balancing out this darker content with this brighter sound, even though there are like these moments of sentimentality in it. But I'm like tearing up a little bit, which is weird because usually with very sentimental songs or songs that are like, I find songs like this a little bit cheesy, and I think that that's just my mentality. I don't know, I have a very independent feeling to me where I'm like, I can do it myself, and I come from a family where we're not always the best at like communicating how we're feeling. That's not really what we do. I think it's just, I don't know, it's the family that I grew up in where that's like not really what we do. So usually songs like this, I just find them kind of cheesy and I kind of flinch away from them. But for some reason, this one is making me tear up, and maybe it's because 17 is like my comfort group. Maybe it's because I know them so well that like it's a different connection. Maybe it's because I know that they mean it. I don't know, but I needed to pause there just so I wouldn't start crying, because we are just this is the first song in this video, and I know they're gonna come for me in a whole different way, but I can't start bawling my eyes out right now. I think maybe it's the "We're Gonna Be Okay." Going back for Boo's vocal there, but I love the buildup of energy like we had with S.Coups and Mingyu, a lot more subdued, and then Joshua coming in with like far more energy into his song, almost like a shouting vocal, like barely restrained, and then like just building up to Boo's note there, where it's not just a high note, but he's putting a lot of like, he's making it a wide vowel, and I think that's because it's side that he's on, so I is like the vowel there, so it is like a wider mouth shape in general for that vowel, but he's widening it up and he's pushing the sound through his nasal cavity. So we're getting this really bright, pingy sound in it, a lot more energy to that, as opposed to doing a little bit farther back placement, which I know he could do with other notes that he's done. So it's a very intentional thing. It's like a little bit of grit to it that I think just adds to this kind of like grunginess, this vulnerability, but also this like determination. Like it feels like, I don't know, I feel like it adds to the narrative. I don't know if I'm putting all my thoughts together. This song's getting me more in my feels than I was prepared for. Oh, with the guitars there, and then like again a little bit of grit in DK's voice there. Not you ending with Junghan singing that line, because he has the sweetest little voice ever. I could picture him smiling too in like a performance. That song got me more in my feelings. The lead single was lots of fun. I feel like the other songs are probably gonna attack me, but I was like, this will probably be more like fun and upbeat. And it was upbeat with the production, but the content got me in my feelings. And I don't know how to process it yet, which maybe is okay. Maybe it's the point of the song. But I love the message behind it, all in English, which is an interesting choice. I think probably because that'll reach more of an international audience. And with the kind of content that they have in it, I'm sure that that's something that they wanted so that it could reach more and more people and they could communicate those ideas a lot more clearly. But also like really good choices of like minimalism with it. Like they didn't dig into any of it in an in-depth way, and I've heard lyrics where they dig a little bit more into those concepts. So this one like not quite there in terms of like digging through the idea, but really good choice of like choosing very descriptive lines that I feel like hit just right in this song without like picking one idea and like fully deconstructing it like they have with other songs. Bit of a bummer. I don't know what the next song is gonna be, but I feel like we're gonna there's gonna be a little bit of whiplash, I feel like, as we go into the next one. Okay, I don't know what Diamond Days means. I don't know anymore because we did SOS, which got me in my feels. God of Music was just a fun summery bop. I don't know what this one's gonna mean. I mean, Diamonds makes me think that it's gonna be about carrots, and we already did In My Feelings, so this one had better be like adorable and not sentimental, because I don't know if I'm in the right brain space after SOS for that. I didn't have the buffer of God of Music in the middle of that like I would if I was listening to the full album. So be kind to me. Ooh, this one's funky too. Ooh, the little vocal run. Look, we got a 17 right here. Stop.
Every day is shining day. 17 right here. 충분한 시간 그리고 압력 그 안에서 우린 끝나.
Oh, the bass and drums. This is what I needed. I needed to pick me up.
17 right here. 충분한 시간 그리고 압력 그 안에서
Ooh, the synths though. And the vocals. We're switching around a lot between the singers, and I feel like it's unkind to me personally. DK, did you just pop in to do that vocal and then just leave? Did you just attack me and then just walk away? I don't know how to feel about this song. We're like 30 seconds in and I'm like, I love the funky beats and they all sound really good, but I need them to not come for me like this. I'm not even getting like a visual. I mean, obviously the pictures here, but like a live performance of this? I don't think so. But I like the sentiment of this song of being like, when they said like buried in the dirt and then like kind of moving on from that, like we had with, you know, SOS being this song about being in those darker places and struggling internally. And then you have God of Music that's just like, let's just enjoy music and be together and leave everything and just be carefree and not let anyone else influence us and who we are and what we're doing in this moment. Let's just have this. And then having this song be more between them and Carrots and be like, let's just have our moment together and cheer each other up and, you know, like be there for each other like we promised, and let's just us, you know, like it feels like this song isn't them trying to communicate with any kind of larger audience or anything like that. It's like, let the rest of the world spin, let it all happen outside. This is our 17th heaven, you know, this is just us together. That's what it feels like. For what reason? Okay, this breakdown in the production, vocal line coming through. He's so talented, stupid. DK, I'm gonna need you to step back a couple of steps, okay? Not y'all referencing all the way back. Okay, I don't know why DK's coming for me on this song in particular, but sir, you don't need to try. You're an issue all the time. Okay, this is what we're doing. DK and we have an issue right now. Everyone else, normal issue number. DK has 2 strikes now. Ooh. Oh, I love that. The glitch? That's so fun. The production's going off in the back too. Ooh, see, they'll like turn out the music again, like God of Music, where it's like, let's just have our music, have our way of connecting with each other and brightening each other's lives through this like mutual love of music, and just like have that, you know? And I love the sentiment of like, nothing's changed, because obviously they've been a group for a long time. They've gone through a lot of stuff and have definitely gotten a lot more success recently, especially most recently, because I do know about their award, and yes, I did cry during the speech. I've only seen like clips of it. I don't know if I've seen the whole thing. Maybe I have, and like if I add all the clips together, it's a full thing, but super proud of them. And they've been through a lot of stuff, and the members have been through a lot of stuff in the last few years too, and I like this idea. We've been through a lot, you know, like the world has been through a lot in the last few years, that I love this idea of them saying like, we haven't changed, it's still the same promise that we've always had, it's still the same heart, we still connect in the same way, let's just keep being ourselves with each other and not let everything else in the world make us feel like we can't be those people, and make us feel like we need to forget about, you know, the core of what makes, you know, 17 who they are and what makes each of us who we are. Because I feel like that's usually what happens is we start off with, you know, when you have like a really a fun new idea and you're just like really excited and you want to work on it, and then it takes like one person to give you like a look that makes you question whether or not you've just had a dumb idea, and like the excitement leaks out a little bit. Even if you still want to like work on this thing, you're still like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, and you start to question it, and all it was is someone looked at you a certain way and it just like shifts your whole perspective on it. So I feel like this song is a bit like, don't let that happen. Love what you love, make the things that you want to make, be creative, be who you are, and we'll be here to be excited about that and have our own way of communicating and connecting and finding our joy in this world, because goodness knows we need more of that in this world. Like, dang, a lot has been going on. So I love the sentiment around this, even though it's like more fun and uplifting than some of the other ones, but it feels more personal than like God of Music. The production's so fun too. Oh, I love that way that Junghan went up there. This part. Hoshi, not you two. Not you two, okay? Because next thing you know, they're all gonna start acting up. And I know it's gonna happen at some point in this album. I expect this behavior from Hoshi, honestly. It's DK I'm disappointed in, because his voice is always amazing, but he never just, like, personally attacks me. It never feels that way. He's just being talented and I'm jealous. June, did you just do a lower range and make it super breathy? Because I feel like I already had my thoughts and critiques about that in your solos. You better not be bringing that energy into the group dynamic, because not allowed. You sound great and you're saying something very sweet, and I'm sure that you have a very sweet and adorable look on your face when you sing it. It's the choice of vocal tone that I feel like, all right, okay. I don't know why they chose to like fight me in this song in particular, and I know it's gonna get worse. I know it is, because we have unit songs. I love this. DK. See, this is like the normal way he attacks me. The way he just like, he's like this really rich tone, and he just lightened up so much into that falsetto, and it just went back into that rich tone again, like it was easy. Like you can just do that and it's fine. All right, okay. I have beef with all of y'all now, because what is this? Ooh, it's clean note. The production, this is trippy. I love it. Who's whispering at me? With the keys. I don't know why they had to whisper at me at the end. Again, I don't know why they chose to fight me in this song in particular. Loved it though. Super funky and upbeat production on it. A little bit trippy, all these like synths happening. I love the like glitchy vocal in the chorus was super fun. Those like rockier vocals that we had with DK and Woozi, where they just like really brightened up the sound, and like we had some from Boo too, but like I don't know why they all had to come for me. Truly. I think the only one who didn't come for me maybe was Dino, but I know if this was a live performance, it would be one cheeky smile and we'd be fighting. I loved it. I love that it's just like a fun song for their fans, and it's like we're always the same way that we've always been, and we're not gonna let the rest of the world influence us, and we're just gonna have our own little bubble between us and enjoy our time together. But I'm gonna do one more song on this reaction, and I know it's a unit song, and this is where it's gonna get really painful. I'm not ready, but this is a good buffer. This wasn't a good buffer regardless of the fact that they all wanted to pick a fight with me. That's me. That's mostly my problem. All right, we got performance line. It's fine. I'm fine. This always goes well. I never struggle. I never suffer. Oh, that's fun. Ooh, the snaps.
아직 끝나지 않은 김에 날 할래 결과는 알 수 없지만 It's gonna be alright.
Minghao, what were those vocals? They were gorgeous.
아직 끝나지 않은 김에 날 할래 결과는 알 수 없지만 It's gonna be alright. 차가운 바람 어둠에
Oh, the bass. I take back what I said about Dino. When Minghao sang Highlight, he just got into this gorgeous lower place in his voice that I don't hear a whole lot, because he has such a light, kind of like breathy voice that hearing him dig into that like lower register a bit, it's kind of like with June when he dug into that bit of a lower range, because June has such a like naturally higher but like brighter voice. It's like a lot of forward placement that it just has this like piercing brightness to his sound that when he dug into that lower range, I was like, hang on a second. Same thing here. And then he just like lifted up into this beautiful like airy light sound. Same with Dino, just going up into that beautiful light sound. The bass in this is going off too, and I love bass, so which I knew going into performance team stuff, I'm always like the bass and the percussion's always great because you know that they're gonna come up with choreo for it. That's like part of the whole dazzle of it. So it's gotta have a good rhythm. And that's like my favorite part of songs. Something's got a good rhythm to it. So the vocals are popping off though. Why did we get so aggressive? Why do we get into like a darker overall sound even in the production? Why are we getting a little bit of rapper Hoshi? Why did Dino get aggressive with me? Y'all, I don't know if I have any constructive thoughts at all in this reaction because I mostly am just offended. I'm like, why are y'all coming for me? And I know that they're coming for me because I'm such a big fan, but like, you made me into this fan. Why are you punishing me for it? Oh, but like, since it's you. Ooh. What is this song? It's been like 3 different songs and we're a minute in. I love that switch up into Hoshi's part there where he like got into that much more like his normal range that I've heard him singing in. I love the sentiment of this because like when it got darker, I felt like it was kind of like fighting back. Like again, we got aggressive, but I feel like with the lyrics, it's this fighting back of we're not gonna like it almost felt like with the lighter vocals, it was like speaking to Carrots because I do feel like back to back is like them and their fans. Like that's we're gonna stand back to back and like watch out for each other. It could also be to like each other within the group too. Like they're going to like back each other up and watch each other's back and make sure that everyone's okay. But like it felt like when it got to we had the later vocals, it felt like it was speaking more to fans, and then when it got into the darker sound, it felt a bit more like it was this defensiveness, but like in a positive way in this case, as opposed to I feel like a lot of the time we talk about defensiveness. And like going in to the song where like the drop comes in, I'm like I don't have full thoughts anymore, but like it being this way of like knowing that they have that support and knowing that they can like do whatever they want basically because they know that they have people who are going to support them, and like vice versa. It's not just like 17 feels that way, it's also like Carrots should feel that way. This production though. Love that vocal there. That wind down. See, I have nothing to fear, right? Like that's like I was saying of as long as, you know, we have each other's back, whether that's them with the rest of their team or them with their fans, they have nothing to fear. And I love the feeling of like excitement. It feels very much like this is meant for a live setting. And I feel like that kind of goes with performance team in general. Like I said, they're gonna do choreo to it, and we want to see the live performance of them doing the choreo because that's always like part of the excitement around there being a performance team song. But it also feels like, again, creating that bubble of them and their fans. Where's like the place where that is the most sure, where there's less likely to be outside influence? A concert, right? Like the people in a concert venue are usually the ones who want to be there to support the group that they really love because it's expensive and it's difficult to get tickets. So majority of them, I know that there's some people who are there to just be like chaperones or a friend tagging along, but most of the people there are because they're fans of the group and they want to be there. So it feels like them talking about like feeling that excitement is like feeding off of the energy in a live setting. And I feel like that's probably especially potent when they were like making this song because they had to go without live performances for a while because concerts weren't happening. And even when they did start happening again, there were the like silent concerts, right? So it's not the same energy as it is with like a full-on concert. So having this really fun, upbeat sound is just gonna be like super fun in a concert setting. And the lyrics are kind of talking about how important that is to them. Hoshi, come on. Those vocals, we're definitely going back for those. Beautiful falsetto. Aw, the like your colorful stains my existence, like the idea of like being colored by someone else. That's so cute. It's such a cool way of like wording it, of saying like, you know, stain I feel like usually is used in this like negative connotation, but it's like this permanent mark, which is usually why we see it as like this negative thing, because it's almost like permanent like taint in some way. But then you have, in this case, it's like him saying, I'm permanently changed because of Carrots and the fans, but I think also because of the group, and it, you know, feeding off of each other with that energy, that color, that vibrance between us is something that has permanently shifted who they are and created who they are. It's just like a really cute sentiment. I love that. We swung it to aggression again. Everybody getting aggressive with the vocals there.
속이 널다 You know what 후회하지 않아 너에게로 뛰어든 건 아니까 숨이 차오른다는 건 맘이 벅찼단 뜻이야 심장이 뛰고 있어 우리가 하나 다치자 내 뒤로 다 이제 다 너의
I need to see a live of this. Oh, I love the way Ming Hao delivers those lines. Like the faster cadence, but like the way that he has this like really like chest belting note at the beginning and then like that faster cadence to it. He just delivers that so well. Okay, there's definitely a dance break here. And I need it in my life. I love that synth. June, what did I say about the deeper, breathier vocal? What did we talk about? Because I distinctly remember bringing this up. Ugh, I was like, I'm like tense about all this like wind up in the production. But I love the idea of like the sun and moon back to back that we had with that line. And then like a dreaming of this world, like no one else can do it. It's like just us that can do that. Love all of the imagery that they're putting in, like the visuals that are in the lyrics, which just make me want to see choreo for it more because I'm sure that is like incorporated into some of the performance. Beautiful falsetto there, Dino. Ooh, Hoshi does this line good too. I love the production on this. Probably a dance break here too, of some kind. Oof, that was an abrupt end there, but I love the like the whole like sentiment behind that of like back to back being like watching out for each other, being back to back and kind of like rising together. And I love the switching between those like darker sounds and having like more of an aggressive tone and then having the lighter sounds in other parts, like that switching of like protectiveness and defensiveness as opposed to admiration and like appreciation. So having those two sides of it being like, we're gonna watch out for you and we're gonna protect you, but also thank you for doing the same for us. Like having both of those sides in not only the production but also in like their vocal tones and their delivery. The vocals were going off on this, which I mean, we know that like separating people into specific roles in 17 is kind of redundant because let's face it, they can all do all of the things, but super fun. I want to see a live, obviously, because it's performance team, but also I want to be part of a live, not just because I want to see 17 live at some point in my life, but also because I feel like the energy of being in the crowd when this song is playing is probably so much fun. This album's gonna be exhausting. I feel like I was a little bit all over with that. But I feel like it fits. Like SOS has this sentimentality, has this very like emotional content that it's dealing with, and like a very serious piece of content as well that I think in general is something that we need to talk about more with mental health and all that, but especially after everything that happened from 2020 onward, it's become more and more of an issue and people are like more and more closed off just because that used to be what you had to do. You had to close yourself off to a bunch of people in your life and a bunch of different things in order to get through all of the things that happened. So I feel like starting with that and then transitioning into these other fun, uplifting songs is like, that was your SOS. You sent your SOS, 17 heard it, received it, and is now giving you your free dose of dopamine. It's like, I'm going to make your day better with this album. And I feel like with the title like 17th Heaven, I knew that it was going to be probably something more personal between them and their fans because of the like 17 and Heaven being put together. It felt more like it was like this special place for Carrots and 17 to be together. So far, the production is so funky and uplifting on this album. I love it. Units are gonna come for me, okay? Hip hop team is my bias, so I know that Monster's gonna come for me, but that's gonna be in the next reaction, because I've already been recording for too long and we only did 3 songs. So I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this video to see my reaction to God of Music. I had to remember that I don't have a playlist for 17 yet, but I should probably make one. Or you can subscribe so you miss next time I post a 17 reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!